Hey guys, my name is Pamela and welcome back to my channel At Home With Me. Okay guys, so today we are back with the video and it's a new year, 2022. I'm so excited because I have so many things planned, not only for this channel, but just for myself, for growth, for my family, and it's gonna be a really big one and I can't wait to share with everybody. We're talking about preparing for the military as a spouse today, so let's move on. The first thing that I want to share with you guys, the first thing that you need to prep, the thing that you need to just get ready for is to be away from family. Now, this didn't necessarily apply to me in a marriage type of way because when I joined the military, it was just me by myself. I was not married yet. I was only 19 years old. My mom signed the dotted lines when I was 18 and I left my mom. And during that time, I wanted to leave. I couldn't wait to leave. And you know, at the time, it was terrifying because I was only 19 when I left. And I didn't know what I was really, what was gonna come. So that was my fear. But as a married couple, as a spouse, I know that a lot of you guys are probably really dependent on your family, which is absolutely great. You always need that support system away from the military. But just be prepared for leaving them because you might be gone for a long time. It might be 1 to 2 to 3 years before you see them again, unless you start planning for holiday trips. Make sure that you're always planning for things like that because that's going to be the way that you're going to be able to see each other again. So your military spouse is always going to have a certain amount of days for them to be able to travel, take vacation, take leave. So make sure that you're planning around those times and making sure that you're setting aside a little bit of a budget so that you can travel, see your family again, because once you leave, you're probably not going to see them for a while unless you're making these plans. The next thing I want to tell you is to continue your dreams. Do not put yourself on hold. Sorry, I have the monitor here with me. I'm watching Malia sleep right now. She's taking a nap. So do not put your dreams on hold. I feel like, I'm just like sharing from my mistakes because I loved supporting my husband. I loved taking care of my baby. And it was amazing for me to stay home and devote all of my time to my husband and my child, but I feel like I would have also enjoyed to just pursue what I wanted to pursue, which is also not only mother, but also my dreams, which besides being a mom would have been going back to school and doing something a little bit more along the lines of what I've always wanted to do in the education department. So does that make sense? Make sure that you're always continuing your dreams. If you want to go back to school, this is the time to do so. Go back to school. If you want to go get a job in a certain field that you've always been wanting to do, go for it. Sky's the limit. Whatever you've been wanting to do and you've been working hard to do, continue it. Do not put yourself or your dreams on hold just because of you guys joining the military. With that said, make sure you're taking advantage of your benefits. Find out what your benefits are as a spouse because there is a lot that the military offers for you as a spouse. There's a lot of educational benefits. I know I've mentioned in other videos that there's a lot of benefits for these married couples within the base. It's just up to you to see exactly what you can pull from the military because there's so much out there. There's still stuff out now that I never even knew was available to me while I was in the military or while I was married to my military spouse. So it's incredible. There's a lot. So all you have to do is do your research and make sure you're taking advantage so that you can pursue your dreams. The next thing is going to be learn the lingo. Learn your military lingo because there's been so many times when Sean has come home and he's like, oh, I need to go to this. And I'm like, and he uses an acronym for it. And I'm like, what? Yeah, okay. How long are you going to be gone? But I don't know what he's actually talking about. And sometimes I felt silly asking because I'm like, oh God, I feel like I should know this, right? Well, it takes a little bit of Google, right, for you to find out what it actually means. So just do your research, as as he's training, learn the lingo, see what he's talking about, ask questions. You're always going to find out something new. There's so much out there, so many acronyms that mean so many different things in the military. So just get yourself familiarized so that way you have an easier transition when you do go into the military as a spouse. Next is going to be getting involved, volunteering, making an effort to be a part of the military community is going to be so big, so helpful for you because you're going to learn so many new things that you never even knew happened within the military community. You're going to meet mentors. You're going to meet wives that have gone through deployments 5-6 times, and they're very knowledgeable. There has been so many times where I'm like, I don't know what to do in regards to daycare or in regards to putting my daughter in some type of activity. And there's always been a wife that has told me, hey, this is what you need to do. You need to do step 1, step 2, step 3. And because they have already done it so many times. And that's been so helpful because at the moment, I didn't even know, or I would do my research, but I didn't quite understand exactly what they meant. So it was really nice to get all of that information from somebody else who has already done it with multiple children. So what's really going to suck are deployments, right? Because we're going to miss our partner, but you need to embrace deployments. Think of them as an opportunity for growth in your relationship, in yourself as a person. Do not get caught up in friendships that should not be there, which can result in things that are not healthy for your relationship. So make sure that you're always keeping busy with the right people while your spouse is deployed. Keep yourself busy, stay on track with your goals, your dreams, and you'll notice that time's going to go by a lot faster if you have a routine already set up for yourself. Deployments were not necessarily fun. They weren't, because I barely got to speak to Sean, and that sucked. But when we did, it was absolutely amazing because it was like we continued where we left off in regards to our conversation. So it was really nice because it made time go by a little bit faster to just like get rid of that whole week, and then I get to read his email. So, embrace deployments. Remember, it's going to teach you a lot of lessons about your relationship, and you just have to take them in a positive way, because if you take them in negatively, it's going to hurt your relationship. Another thing, guys, just cut each other some slack. I know that men don't think of things the way that we do, so when it comes to my spouse, I have to make sure that I'm cutting him some slack because he doesn't know what's going on in my head. And the whole transition from civilian to military, it's hard. It's hard, and it's even harder to go from military to civilian. And when we did it, that's going to be for another video, but when we did it, it was hard. Know that you're not the only one who has, worries about what's going to happen and what the schedule is going to be like and how are we going to spend time together. Don't worry, because at the end of the day, you're both going to be, just surrounded by all these thoughts, by all these questions, and you just have to take it one step at a time. So give each other some slack. Don't be hard on each other, because then that's just going to affect your relationship, your marriage. Just like I said, one step at a time. So the one sucky thing that I think is worth mentioning is friendships. When you make friends in the military, you are most likely going to lose them because they PCS or they ETS, and it's hard making friends. I honestly feel like, did I make friends? Yeah, I made friends. I made a lot of friends. I think, for me being myself, I am super quiet to begin with. It doesn't seem like it, I know, but I really am. I'm very shy. So making friends was okay, and I made friends, but then little by little, they just all fall off, because think about it. You're meeting these people in a phase of your life that benefits each other. So I made a friend when Sean was deployed, and her husband was also deployed. So we were like deployment buddies. She was pregnant. I had just had Mia. It was great. We related on so many levels. She was amazing. She was beautiful. Loved her. She was awesome. And then, honestly, partly was probably because I wasn't a good friend to her, but at the end of the day, you just kind of start falling off anyway, because then they get PCS somewhere so far away, and it's really hard to keep up with, their life and talking to them, because you have all these things going on, and maybe you're PCSing too, so there's a lot of going on in your life. So just get ready for that. Don't take it personal if you start talking to someone and then all of a sudden they PCS, they leave, and they don't talk to you anymore. That's just how the game works in the military, unfortunately. And nobody does it on purpose. Nobody's trying to hurt your feelings. It's just part of life. They have a lot going on. They have, just like you, they have a spouse who's always needing to get deployed, needing to train, and they might have a lot on their plate already. But there will come a time when you meet one or two friends who become lifelong buddies. And, for us, we only have one, to be honest, that started from almost the beginning of Sean's military career in the Green Beret world. And that's going to be Kurt and Lone. And if you follow my husband's YouTube, you know about Kurt. He runs the store for the F&G Academy, and his wife helps him out, which she's like my best friend, my wifey best friend, right? Because I feel like I also have my childhood best friend. And then Kurt is Sean's best friend as well. And it's crazy that, it has happened like this, but we got along right away. Try to snap and I can't snap with this finger. We got along right away. And then honestly, we haven't stopped talking since. Our girls get along so well. It's everything. Like, our parenting skills are similar. Our backgrounds are similar in a very different way. It's so strange to say that, but we just get along so well. So you're always going to meet that person that you're probably going to develop a relationship, a friendship with for the rest of your life. But, just don't be surprised if there are those friends that just come and go. All right, guys, so the last thing I will tell you is just to prepare for everything. Prepare. I feel like as a mom, as a woman, you do this anyway, so it's probably not going to come to, of a shock to you, but preparing is key. I prepared for everything when it came to training, when it came to PCSing, when it came to ETSing. You just always have to have a plan. And don't expect your spouse to follow that plan, because that plan is going to be for you, for me, right? I don't want to force somebody else into the things that I need to do to stay calm. So the planning is for me. The preparing is for me. I need to make sure that I, have the health insurance information up to date, the appointments, this, that, the moving company, whatever, so that everything is running smoothly. But preparing is going to be super awesome. It's going to come throughout your military life period. You're going to have to prepare for everything. And then it's going to follow you even post-military. Nowadays, I feel like I can't do anything without setting myself up for, success. And with that comes getting ready for it, preparing for it. With the entire deployment thing, embracing deployment, the one hard part of deployment is preparing for the worst case scenario. And I know this one's kind of like a touchy, dark subject, but it has to be said. You have to, as a spouse, you have to make sure that you are ready in case something does happen to your soldier. If they get injured, if they don't make it back, all of those possibilities are there because they are possibilities. So you need to make sure that you are prepared, that you know what your benefits are when it comes to things like that, what steps you're going to need to take afterwards, what you're going to be doing for finances, everything that comes with that. You need to prepare yourself for. Make sure that you're preparing a will, anything at all, because at the end of the day, it's a possibility, unfortunately, and it's something that I lived with every single day of his deployment, and it sucked. So I completely understand. I hated getting those emails saying that, hey, somebody has been hurt. We haven't identified them yet, but like that right there, those sentences sucked. And I remember them like it was yesterday. But with that came, the instant panic of what am I going to do? And you don't want to have that panic. You want to make sure that you are able to deal with the problem appropriately, and in a way that's, it's not putting you in a panic. So unfortunately, yes, you have to prepare for those worst case scenarios. All right, guys. Well, let's end it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry that it's taking me so long to make these videos. My brain is just everywhere, but in a good way. I am helping Sean edit. All of a sudden, I just got like really thirsty. I'm helping Sean edit his new book, which I'm really excited about because I feel like I'm able to be a part of this one. I didn't want to get into that first one because I felt like that first book that he put out was very personal, and who am I to go in there and edit his thoughts? At least that's just how I felt. But for this one, I want to offer him my help. I want him to be able to reach for me if he needs me when it comes to just putting things together. I'm not the best at it, but I think that just having a little bit of help always makes you feel better. So I want to be there for Sean during that. So I've been busy just editing his book. I've been busy trying to do some things for myself. I am actually starting a new business this year, and I'm really excited because it's a way for me to financially support my girls, and just provide a little bit of extra income for my family. So hopefully it helps out. Hopefully it turns out okay. I'm not expecting anything big, but I'm just expecting a little bit of a therapeutic relief through it, because what I'm going to do is very near and dear to my heart. I'm excited for it. Hopefully I can share with you guys soon, when I will be releasing what I'm working on. And besides that, I've been just taking care of the girls, so it's just been a lot. But yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.